Well, that's it. That's the next item that we are looking at. Women in management, business, and public service. WimBiz, a non-governmental organization, is celebrating 20 years of existence with the theme Celebrating Legacy. So it's been 20 years already. And there are a couple of representatives of the organization to tell us more about WimBiz and WimBiz at 20. Ayodotun Rotimi Akinfenwa joins us this morning. She's a WimBiz associate as well as WimBiz Conference Planning Group Committee member. Thank you for joining us, along with Fumi Onoma, who is also a WimBiz associate and WimBiz Conference Planning Group Committee member. Both of you, thank you for joining us this morning. Let me begin with Fumi this morning. So, WimBiz is 20. How far so far?
Yes, it's been quite a journey, and we're celebrating legacy this year after advocating for women in empowerment in Nigeria for over 20 years.
Okay, well, let me ask my namesake. Okay, so it's 20 years already, and the questions are there around how far so far, women in management, business, and public service. There's been some evolution over the years of WimBiz.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, so much has happened because there's so many things to say, but in the last 20 years, we have covered and impacted over 200,000 women, collaborating with local, international, public and private sector stakeholders, to inspire advocates, connect women, around Nigeria and beyond, So it's been quite a journey. A lot of women have so many testimonies, and we're looking forward to sharing them at the the conference and all the line of programs ahead of the conference.
Well, you said there's a lot to talk about, so I'd like to hear a few. First of all,
so we have several...
just a second. I'm interested in the early years. Let's begin from there. So some people don't think, okay, 20 years. Didn't they just start how many days or something? So what was it like in the beginning? That's why I said there's been some evolution. Or was it at the beginning, and then how far so far?
Okay, so in the last 20 years, from the very beginning, it's so interesting. I always love to tell this part of the story. The fact that this whole organization was established by a man, along with a number of female founding members. It was a gentleman, Chichi Okonjo, who settled down, just looked at the issues that his wife as a career woman were, she was trying to grapple with, and he sat down with fellow, women who are doing well in their respective careers around the kitchen table, and they sat down and thought, okay, what can we do? What are the active things that we can do as opposed to just paying lip service to these issues, that we can do in the environment, So, of course, naturally, it starts small and, with a few patrons, and it has evolved over the years, Of course, all the usual challenges with establishing an organization, especially one for social good, all those issues are there, but we evolved in those 2 decades.
Okay, you've talked about some of the things that have been achieved over the years, and a number of people want to find out that as well, because to many, hey, WimBiz, plenty of money with plenty of women with plenty of money. Let me just go there, join them, grab a pie or two, and then move on. What are some of the challenges that you would say WimBiz has been able to surmount over the years, and how?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to answer that question using and going into the various streams and the initiatives and outreaches that this platform has created over the years. There's so many. We've got the WimCap to support women to raise capital for their businesses. We've got WimBoard, which is focused on just increasing the women representation in boards across the various sectors. And I'm going to answer that question on the challenges and I'm also going to blend that with some of the achievements. So WimBoard in particular, I know that Fumi has a major passion for that one. I know she might want to answer that. Fumi, you want to take that? Fumi, you want to take that?
I'll come to her. I'll come to her.
Yeah.
But I want to hear you for a bit. We're working on her pictures as well. Go ahead.
Okay, so we've got issues with just young girls making connection with opportunities in their environment, opportunities with just getting some kind of mentorship. So we have programs like the Big Sister program, which helps to connect women who are high flyers with young girls in secondary schools. In fact, we had a huge campaign across Abuja. We had in Bonny, we had in Lagos, just talking to children, talking about financial literacy. We're talking about peer pressure, just handling yourself and having career goals for yourself and just dreaming big. So those are some of the programs. I personally am I would call a beneficiary of the mentoring program. The mentoring program helps to connect young, growing women with high flyers in various sectors, sometimes not even in the immediate sector. I mean, it's something that has impacted me and helped me to connect with business. At the time when I was starting my own business, I connected with opportunities. A lot of my clientele base came from that. And so to speak to the challenges that you've mentioned, I mean, challenges come in different forms. The challenges that come with, running an organization like this, donor fatigue, because there's so much good to do in the world, and there's only so much in terms of resources. So when you say about, talk about money, women that have money, let me join them. Yes, I mean, there's always more that we can do when we get more resources. So we don't have all the resources in the world. We're looking to do more good. Yeah, so I hope I've answered your question.
Well, for now, I'm going to let the rest slide. But let me bring in for me, just as you said earlier.
Okay.
You may want to speak to some of the issues that Ayo has raised, but I'm interested in asking you, for me, about some of those policies that you think were crucial that WimBiz had to challenge, had to take up on. I ask that against the backdrop of that SDG, gender equality, and then so many people talking about the need to bring women into the fray, into politics, into this, into that, and then those challenges are still there, keeping almost like doing everything to keep women down. Meanwhile, now, a good number of the top banks have women as their MDs or chairmen and all of that. So what are some of those challenges for women advancement that you think women has helped to champion for me?
Yes, for WimBiz, we started a WimBoard program, and we started this in 2012, and this was initiated by the fact that we invited His Royal Highness Sanusi Lamido Sanusi to give a talk on, and he gave a talk on female representation, and he realized that few women being on board affected the banking sector, and he introduced with the partnership of the Bankers Committee by ensuring that 30% of women should be on board and 40% should be on management. And so far, presently in 2021, WimBiz has 78 women executives training presently, and this has affected the products. I believe so far it has increased and helped women understand how to manage themselves when they get into those certain positions. And in 2021 alone, we have 8 female CEOs. And coming from 2012 to date, WimBiz has played a very active role in this great achievement. In 2015, we had First Bank appoint Mrs. Abuko Awoshika as the chairperson for First Bank, which is one of the first since the bank was created over 100 years ago. So WimBiz has played a very active role in ensuring women are prepared for those roles and when the opportunities come to play.
And what would you, perhaps speaking to the issues I raised with Ayo earlier, what are some of those challenges that you would say are peculiar to women that have been addressed by WimBiz? Oh,
yes, I think the fact that the the kind of area and skills we need to have in ensuring that when opportunity arises, we are prepared for the role in leadership skills, emotional intelligence, and setting things that affect our daily lives, managing our time as women, growth, gender issues, the opportunities, the issues women face every day in the workplace, balancing the home and their career growth, basically.
Interesting. Ayo, we have talked about these challenges and all, and this conference is a yearly one?
Yes.
What are the, you wanted to talk to me about some of the things, some of the highlights of this conference. What are some of those highlights to look forward to?
All right, so this particular year is a special one, as you know. We have about roughly 10 days of activities ahead of the main conference, the main 2-day conference. So we've got the Legends Ball happening later today. We have got the Arts and Fashion Exhibition that is going to be happening to bring young artists, young fashion entrepreneurs to showcase their work, give them an opportunity to showcase their work. We have the golf tournaments, bringing men and women together, working together on the same teams, playing together on the same teams. We've got the networking breakfast. We've got virtual masterclasses. We had the big sister program, which had happened earlier, about a week ago. So it's a whole flow. And then for the actual conference, we've got plenary sessions that are going to be talking about women in leadership. We're going to be talking about how we have a session we call Build to Last. That's talking about how a number of successful people have managed to just overcome the odds to run their businesses effectively in this climate. So we've got a lot. We've got keynote sessions. We've got keynote sessions from 3 keynote speakers. We've got Mr. Femi Adeola. We've got Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and another keynote speaker as well. So it's a whole lineup, and we're very excited about it.
Well, I would have been very surprised if fashion didn't make it to the list. But let me ask for me about this next one. Okay, you may want to add to some of those perspectives to the conference. What are some of those things that I may have left out in the conference for this year? And then the fact that, look, the theme this year is about celebrating legacy. Tell us about why that had to be the theme for the year.
Oh, yes. Basically, we're celebrating legacy, talking about the women that have gone before us to achieve greatness and have opened the doors of opportunities for younger women to come out and to do more and be more, and also celebrating the 20 years of existence of WimBiz, the impact on the growth of women in Nigeria and globally, basically.
All right. That's it? Just celebrating women? I was thinking that maybe there are some things that people are going to take away from the conference. I believe that should be it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of yes, we're going to celebrating legacy. We have that's why we have the 1-week celebration. We have different events. We have the golf tournament happening, and this helps in the unity and diverse networking for both women and men. And we also have the arts exhibition happening also, which helps in introducing women associates to the fact that they can invest in arts, despite the introduction of another segment, the fashion, where women can shop at reduced rates, and helping young upcoming fashion designers themselves. We also have the plenary sessions, and we have great speakers like Julia Gillard, the former Prime Minister of Australia. We also have Bola Adeola. We have plenary sessions on building to last, how I got this far. There are different, there are going to be a lot of things. I would encourage a lot of people to register for the virtual, because the hybrid event this year, we have the virtual registration still open for people to register, and can go find that on our website, www.wimbiz.org.com, and we also have the www.wimbizconference.com. Yeah.
All right.
To add to that, if I may quickly add to that on the celebrating legacy. right?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is to celebrate not only the women of WimBiz, but the women who have, especially women who have overcome the odds, you know, overcome stereotypes and shattered ceilings. So you'll find that a lot of the activities we're going to be having will be things that would speak to celebrating icons that may not necessarily be in, you know, a part of WimBiz, icons who have, you know, just charted the course, not just for themselves, but for women coming after, recognizing those icons. And also one key thing that I love that the executive, the chairman or the chairperson of our executive council always says is that the celebrating legacy is not only for people that have gone ahead or for somebody else. Each one of us has a legacy, you know, and it's the onus is on us to think about our legacy. And a lot of these events will trigger, you know, deep thinking, insights, and would ask a lot of questions, you know, of us. And of course, part of the things that we're going to do, I can't let all the, you know, everything out of the bag.
So I guess the bag is on the dates of the event. November 4 and 5, you said?
4th and 5th.
Okay.
Please, we would encourage people to register, especially for the virtual, but I think we have a few slots for the physical as well.
Venue, date, and time. Okay, I know the date now. Venue and time.
Yes. So it's virtual. It's virtual for the most part. So 4th and 5th, and you can register on the website.
Okay.
Annual conference.
The website is wimbiz.org. Just to be clear.
WimBizAnnualConference.org.
WimBizAnnualConference.org.
Yes.
That's interesting. Well, ladies, I just have to say thank you and hope that indeed the objectives of the conference are achieved exactly as intended. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Ayodotun Rotimi Akifenwa, as well as Fumi Onuma, both of WimBiz Conference Planning Group Committee. That's it. Thank you very much for your time. So
thank you for your time.
Right now we take a short break, but I'll take you straight to Abuja, where Sheun Okimbaloye, okay, he's not ready yet. We'll be back.